This is Radio Free Cybertron 791, and Don is drinking a pot of coffee during the show. So, be forewarned. I'm Brian Kilby. With me this week in Charlotte, North Carolina, but not in my office. We have Diecast here.
Diecast. But I am in the old TFCon.
He's
location.
in the TFCon hotel, yeah. And
like
they still
2015.
Yeah, they still have the free drinks. We learned so. Also Matt.
Hello.
Chris.
Hello.
Who's back from assignment?
Yes, I am.
And
my assignment last week was doing without water of any kind.
That sucks.
It did.
And
it
Rob,
really did.
And Rob.
My assignment over the weekend was doing without electricity. It sucked.
That sucks.
Yeah.
My power was out for like 10 seconds today.
Oh, I'm glad it was only 10 because around the middle of day 2, it gets really tedious.
I think about that time you were telling us that when you're out of power and like you had to go to 7-Eleven to like not die.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds rough because
ice and Slurpees for everyone every day.
Mid-Atlantic area is not where you want to be without power.
No, especially now that my mom's on oxygen. She got to have a nice hospital stay where they dislocated her shoulder. So
that sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she's glad to be home, and I'm glad she's home. And there's an air conditioner working like 3 feet from me. So at the moment, I'm good.
Good. So, man, there's a lot of news to talk about this week, and we're leaving Dawn wondering what one of these items is. We were talking about it in pre-show.
Well,
How do you keep Headmaster Don in suspense?
I'll tell you in
later.
20 minutes.
I mean, I know some stuff was announced. I just haven't. It was been a very long week at work, and I'm probably a little behind on the news.
Okay, I'm going to jump to the third item in our show notes just for Dawn and Matt and me because I need to order it.
I just ordered it.
Yeah. So the fourth masterpiece. City vehicle car.
Honda City, yeah.
Yes,
Turbo.
It's a Honda
City Turbo.
Yeah.
This is not the turbo.
Whatever.
Okay.
No, I think it specifically is the turbo.
Okay, so here,
Whatever.
okay,
It's Burnout.
we're talking. Yeah, so it's MP-53+B. Gotta love these numbering conventions. And it's Burnout, the character that originated with BotCon in 2015. Takara is calling that Dia Burnout. They also announced yesterday their first wave of releases of the Velocitron toys, and that Burnout is being called Dia Burnout too. So just for Japan officially, that character is Dia Burnout.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought so. So the black Honda Diaclone was the
Looks so
turbo, but this is the City R variant that Reboost was in black for the masterpiece.
It's so pretty.
That seems a lot cheaper. I mean,
It is.
I mean,
the SRP on this is $74.99 from the US based sellers. And those same sellers still have Skids and Crosscut and Reboost up for $89.99. And this doesn't come with any less stuff than those did.
This turbo costs extra.
I guess they really want people to shift into turbo.
No, this has turbo all over.
Yeah,
it.
this is the turbo version. I'm looking at the picture right now, and it has turbo written right on the grill.
Okay.
Then I had bad research materials. I'm sorry.
And on the
That's fine.
side, it's on the side of the car too.
Well,
That's
good. Then it is correctly accurate to the G1.
I mean, I think it looks great. I'm just not. I mean, I just don't know. I've got Reboost and I've got Skids covered
You
by
need it.
Savant.
No.
It is.
Look how pretty
It
this
is such a good mold, Don.
No, I've got Reboost.
It is everything that Masterpiece should be.
No, I've got Reboost. I'm looking at him right up there.
Okay, okay, Don. The BotCon aficionado that you are, like famously, don't you want to have a masterpiece BotCon toy, essentially?
I'll be honest.
Don.
The answer is yes.
You have Reboost, so you have the Honda City R. Burnout is the Honda City Turbo, so you do not have that mold.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. I've got a good Skids with Savant from X-Transbots.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
And I've got Reboost. I don't really know if I want another one of that
Don,
mold.
okay,
When I have all the pre-orders coming in from Walmart and Pulse on Velocitron stuff.
Oh, well, good news, Don. This doesn't come out until next summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have no excuses.
Probably neither does pre-orders.
Yeah.
True.
I'll consider it. I'll consider
Yeah,
it.
so Don, I have Reboost and Crosscut. I don't buy masterpieces. I have Dia Burnout on pre-order because the price is right, and I know it's a good mold that I like a lot. Like it's really good. I'm throwing my support behind this. Like,
And it comes with Carly.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that who that is? I didn't. know
yeah,
if
they
it was
use
Melissa
the Carly mold
Fairborn
for the
or-
hologram driver.
Yeah. Now, but I
Mhm.
will say one thing. I'm looking at the Hasbro Pulse page. This is when you sort of got to tilt your head in the RCA dog style.
Hmm?
Shattered Glass Flamor and her Minicon partner are $42. The Masterpiece Burnout is $74. That's only about $33 more. It just sort of strikes you as how this Burnout is being this cheap, unless they're just trying to get more use out of the mold, and they've already made most back of their costs with the other uses.
I think the exchange rate is working in our favor a little bit here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so Chris, are you also throwing your money behind the MPM-10R, their Starscream Revenge of the Fallen variant?
It is
No,
the
so
best movie.
The only movie masterpiece I own is the Volkswagen Bumblebee, and that's only because I saw it at Ross one day for $25. I've never even actually taken it out of the box.
I don't think I have it, which I don't want it or need it.
Now, is this the old movie masterpiece Starscream that they came out with last year, just with the different paint? Well, 2 years ago at Target.
It
Yeah.
appears so.
It's MPM-10R R for Revenge of the Fallen, or just Revenge. It wasn't Revenge of the Fallen, I don't think, specifically in Japan, but it was Revenge of something.
So basically, they just ran through a Chakotay filler.
Revenge
Okay.
of the Turds. Okay, I'll shut up. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm not getting its movie masterpiece Starscream. Like, for people like Diecast who don't know any better, I'm glad this exists so they can have their preferred variant.
You know what though? But I already bought the first one.
If I was gonna get one, I would want the first one because it's got the cleaner deco. It's got the deco where when you put in vehicle mode, it looks like a real military jet.
And I got the first one on clearance too.
Yeah.
So
For how little?
it was like, what were they going for Target clearance? Like $60 or something?
Yeah,
like that?
60, almost 70.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good deal. Now, what I would like to, I would buy this one. I've got the first one like Diecast does, but Kmart had the green Nebula. It was in a very metallic green deco that I thought looked great. I would love to see that in that kind of deco, but I'm not buying that one again.
cool. Okay, I don't have anything else to say about that.
I'm not buying it
Yeah,
either.
that's why I just threw the link to the Takara Tomy Mall page in there.
The thing I've seen on my timeline the most this week, though, is people talking more about that Optimus Prime camera from Canon that we talked about last week. That
Yeah.
So the question was, why isn't Reflector? Well, now it's Reflector.
Yes. Thankfully, now people can shut up about it.
Well, do what now? No, I'm sorry. I said I'm behind on the news, guys. I'm sorry.
So
Okay,
there's a
so-
Reflector version of it, Don. Remember we talked about that last week.
No, I know we talked about there was whispers of it last week, but there's actually a real Reflector. It wasn't a digibash.
There's a real Reflector.
I missed that
Yes.
too.
It's in the show
Well,
notes.
okay, so what you were talking about last week was one of the leaks where they're not supposed to be publishing these images because it's like vendor catalog stuff in advance of the reveal. Last night was the reveal of all this stuff by Takara. So kind of easy to miss that since it's about 24 hours old. So we've got today the actual reveals and details of Canon's collaboration with Takara Tomy to make Transformers that are realistic Canon mirrorless cameras. The EOS R5 specifically.
I hate that I like this so much.
I'm
like it
I'm
as
glad I'm a
reflect-
Sony shooter.
So if you moved to Sony from Nikon, you're no longer a Nikon aficionado?
I haven't shot with a Nikon in many, many years.
Soundwave becomes a Mavica, and then you can have the floppy disks be as cassettes.
Yeah, there
Now
you
I
go.
want that, Don, and it will never ever happen. Dang.
That would be great.
I mean, you could basically do the same thing with CF Express cards, just at a slightly smaller scale.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they made that Soundwave that was a tablet that was kind of thin that became Soundwave. You could do the same thing with a slightly thicker 3 1/4-inch floppy that became his tape companions.
Maybe.
Or you could, well, okay, so like if you're working with an interchangeable lens camera system like this, the thing to do would be to engineer it so that the lenses become your Rumble and your Frenzy, and you just swap in whichever one.
And the flash could be laser beak or no, Hank, don't walk on the no.
I'm sorry, Don, I'm not familiar with that cassette minion.
Oh
Yeah, so I've had a chance to take
Everybody
a
look at the kitty cat.
Oh yeah.
Boy,
So in the
boy,
chat,
he's gotten big.
Good advice.
so in the chat, Jacob, I'm going to tweak this a little bit. Like the scale of this is Voyeur Optimus instead of Voyager.
Oh, that's terrible.
I love it.
So I was looking over the stock photos of these. It looks like there's going to be some parts forming involved, kind of out of necessity, because like to be accurate to the original, the lens separates from the camera body on these, but the lens seems to be where the arms and maybe robot head are. So I don't know if there's going to be a way to transform this without taking the lens off, but the lens does come off, so parts of it kind of just go. The legs seem to form out of the side grip, which, for as much as this looks like just the camera body block with limbs, there seems to be some level of engineering to it, but I don't think there's enough for like the size this is going to be for the 18,000 yen list price these are going for each.
Ooh,
It's a lot.
it is.
Yeah, I want.
Don's soul just escaped his body as I mentioned the price.
Yeah, that is. I just can't picture that. Just can't picture me getting that.
Don, what I do like though.
I'm sorry, they're coming to me in a flash. I can't help it.
So the Optimus Prime comes with a little accessory R5 that it can carry. And the Reflector comes with a little miniature original reflector camera.
It's cute.
I love it as Reflector. I don't like it as Prime.
I prefer it as Prime, honestly, to Reflector.
It reads better as Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Like there's not all that much difference between the two physically.
No.
The heads are different between them, and the accessories vary, but otherwise it's all the same parts, and they've just painted the robot elements differently to highlight the details they want you to look at for the given character.
Now,
You figure
So-
it was designed as Prime, then doubled back to be Reflector?
Probably mostly, but like so the forearms have the raised stripe for Reflector molded in.
Okay.
But that seems to be one of the very few like specific Reflector things that is not just Reflector's robot head.
Gotcha.
Because Reflector has, you can see the leg vents that are just not painted in, for instance, or the arrow shapes on the forearms that are Optimus Prime hallmarks. Like all that stuff is still there.
Well, you guys are talking about that. I'm showing off Dead End on the stream.
Oh, I guess we're moving on then.
Yeah. So, Dead End and Point Blank, we have better looks at them. Like we mentioned last week, Dead End looks amazing in vehicle mode. I'm not so crazy in robot mode, but it'll never be in
It's
that mode.
just, it's just from the knees down.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
And I have a feeling it'll look better in hand because I have drag strip right here.
In
and
arm.
the same basic shape of the legs.
It'll look better in arm.
Yeah, all that too.
Yeah. So,
that's
what-
that's a Rage Prime.
One thing
Damn it,
though,
Don.
I noticed looking at the new stock photos though, I don't think it has any clear plastic on it.
yay.
Oh, I hope not.
Like those very much look like completely opaque car windows, and from what you can see in the robot mode, it doesn't look like the back panel is clear underneath either. So I think they might have gone all opaque plastics and just
Thank
painted black
you.
windows on. Yeah, I don't know if we should like expect this to
Well-
be like the start of a trend, but we should
Well,
enjoy it with this one.
Point Blank, on the other hand.
He
Yeah.
has some clear
And
plastic.
Point Blank, I don't get it because he shouldn't have blue windows anyway. They should be white. So why specifically put it in clear plastic to make it the wrong color?
The world will never know.
You know, you take that, and you take the robot head choice.
I do not like that robot head. Now that I've gotten clear pictures of it,
You know,
I am disappointed with the choice of robot head.
there's some levels of why with Pointblank. I will certainly admit. We also have a really clear look at the Targetmaster, which is very much just like a newly made G1 Targetmaster.
It's great.
It has more paint apps than you would expect.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
It has like 2 different paint apps on the face, like one on the shoulder and some on the chest, I think.
I know that reduces any type of posability or anything, but like I don't want posability in that. I don't want to have to fiddle with the arm to get it to peg into a hole. This is what I want.
That's fair.
Like, I'm not wanting it to be a super posable little thing per se. Just like I would have liked swivels at the shoulders.
I like
Just
this.
a little something.
Don't count on all those paint apps making it over to production though. I mean, the shoulder paint apps, it doesn't even look like they tried. So I'm not holding my breath on all those.
I mean,
paint apps.
those are some fine lines, especially like in the chest.
The chest ones, if anything, will disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think looking at these pictures, his thigh issue, his torso and thighs don't look as honky wonky donkey as they did last time when we got the leak pictures. But yeah, the face, Pointblank is my favorite Targetmaster. He always has been. But the face is not quite right, and not having his wing / shield for the car mode really, I think, would add a little bit more to it.
They're gonna put that in an accessory pack.
Or you'll just get it aftermarket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people with 3D with the 3D printing people is already planning that, because I mean that's part of who he is, and it also sort of fills out that back portion. But the head, Matt, is that what?
That's the rebirth. That's the animation head.
Okay, I thought it was, but it's like
I really would have
It's
preferred the toy
still-
head.
yeah, it's fine with me because it's rebirth. Anything rebirth is going to get a general pass from me anyway. But that lack of spoiler and the clear blue window that does disappoint me.
Well,
That's
that's
weird.
okay. That's okay. Whenever they decide to reissue it to get more money out of the mold, they'll probably do it with opaque plastic and the correct head and the wing instead of the Targetmaster.
So you know what they could do, now that I think about it. Once they finish the Targetmasters, they could finish the throttle bots. Speaking of rebirth, because we already got Goldbug. You just need to do the rest. Goldbug is like a stealth throttle bot release because you just assume that it's just
Who else?
Bumble.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Don.
So who else could Pointblank become if we get him other than doing a different deco of him for accuracy?
Armada Blur.
Yeah.
Armada
Yes.
Don's making a face.
I mean, it's
I
not
think-
my favorite
I think
toy
you
by
might
any
have had some bad
stretch.
chili.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just
you could get it with minimal new parts.
Yeah. Especially if there is like an alternate for the Targetmaster to put more of a like wing or spoiler on the
Mhm.
back end of this. That would definitely be something that would apply to this hypothetical Armada Blur. What I also noticed here is that the way the Targetmaster attaches to the car, there's tabs on either arm of the Targetmaster, and it tabs and it doesn't plug in with the gun handle.
Oh. Yeah, I see that now.
But because those tab slots are there, again, that opens up the possibility for at least like aftermarket accessories to fill in that gap on the back there, and also then provide a 5mm plug-in for the Targetmaster.
Like God intended.
I mean, it is the natural order of things.
It's natural
yes.
order of things, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
but Chris, can you tell? Is there any way that this guy could Japanese Targetmaster?
No,
I
so
don't
Don,
think
I don't know
he
if you have access to the pictures right now.
I'm looking at him right now on T-form.
So,
If you look at the robot forearms, the hands might have a swivel joint in there, although I'm doubtful of even that. But there is definitely no like folding joint that would like imply a hidden port to plug something
In the Discord, Blade shared a digibash that Mock Tackle did of Armada Blur from this. And it was-
Yeah, I don't know if the plastic layouts work that way necessarily, but like the colors do map onto this in a way that you can, like it sells it.
Yeah, I can probably see a aftermarket kit with a spoiler and a connector that you could look like he was Japanese target mastering. But I turned that into a verb. I'm sorry.
No, Donna, it's fine. It's better than a pun. Okay, so we have photos, in-hand photos. God, this is the story that just keeps on giving. Of Studio Series 86 Voyager Ironhide. And
Yeah.
Did we know last week that it was Voyager?
Yes,
Yes,
we've known for quite a while that Studio Series 86 Ironhide was planned to be a Voyager.
Yeah, okay.
From what I think JT Prime had mentioned months ago, like one of the initial pitches for this from Hasbro to Takara was to take the Earthrise one we already have and basically doctor it up a little bit with some alternate parts and things. That seems to have gone by the wayside, and we just got like a whole new design Ironhide out of this.
It is literally physically shorter.
Yeah, not much.
But it is.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it is than what Earthrise, and it is a higher price point.
And allegedly, there's like no accessories except.
Well,
there's. I mean, it looks like it's a lot more integrated than
the
Earthrise one.
I don't care. I don't care.
It doesn't look remarkably more complex.
And hopefully, it's a sample that we see the photos of, because the reds don't match.
Oh, the reds are not going to match.
The only thing that I don't like about it is the fact that there is so much clear plastic in it.
Yeah.
And they tried to, they painted over blue with red. So the red paint does not match the red plastic even closely in the picture that I saw.
It's got
it may look better in hand, but I doubt it.
I'm just mentally counting like parts on this. It looks like it has a slightly higher parts count, but not dramatically higher.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is going to be because there's going to be a lot of folding panels.
Yeah.
So that the
made out of clear plastic.
So the van's volume can collapse into the almost kibble-free look the robot mode has. Like, from an engineering point of view, it's a good accomplishment in one sense. But the clear plastic is not desirable. It would be better if it was a little bit bigger, chunkier, and I'm hoping there are some like extra accessory parts with this sample that was obtained through means just did not come with.
I am being critical, but I'm not trying to be unfair, because I actually kind of do like it. I'm not.
I really like it.
Yeah, like it's not exactly what I would want, but it's certainly not.
It's better than anything we've gotten before.
And Jay makes a good point in our Discord. There's no parts forming on this, where with the Earthrise one, you do have to take that roof off. Now, I like that removable roof shield because I figured out you can turn it into rocket sky sled thing that Ironhide can ride.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun. But that's more a me thing than anything else. So like I
agree.
I understand the appeal to not having parts forming in your Ironhide, even though if you get back to the G1 roots, Ironhide is parts forming.
Yeah.
Plus, my biggest issue is the feet on the back of the van for
Earthrise.
They should have done regular plastic with this and then just painted all the windows blue. And it would have been so much better.
Well, and speaking of paint too, like there's one major thing on this that this is lacking, which is hurting it for me, which is that they left off the yellow stripes on the sides. Which is, it's the iconic Ironhide van feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would kind of get in the way all the ugly joints it has on the outside of the car.
I did come up with one way that it would work. There's a sculpted in line along like the lower third of the van side panel which could be
Yeah.
filled in with a thin yellow stripe. It'd be a little bit lower and smaller than you would expect it to be, but it would bring the color balance in and just give it a little bit of visual pop, and it would not run afoul of more than one hinge.
Yeah, that's really the only place it would fit.
Yeah, I mean,
You're right.
I photoshopped this and posted it in our Discord the other day. So like proof of concept is out there. I think it would work, and at the very least, like, you know, get a Gundam marker or something in a bright yellow. You could probably apply that yourself because it is in a spot that's delineated with molded panel lines. So like you don't have to freehand a straight line so much.
Yeah.
You know, it could be done on the consumer level even without like a Toy Hacks upgrade or something, which of course you know will be coming.
And alternately, if you don't trust yourself to freehand it, masking tape is cheap.
Yeah, that
Yes,
too.
agree totally.
Yeah. The one thing I'm thinking about is that I hate to damn with faint praise, but the Earthrise Ironhide is so hard to get because it is so expensive right now.
Is it?
Not anymore. I mean, it's
well,
more than its original retail, but yeah, the prices drop because
Right.
this is coming.
Right. It's just I'm just wondering for those people who could not get an Earthrise Ironhide, would this at least be an easier thing to obtain? Although now you're going to have a lot of people dumping them in anticipation of this, so it can go either way.
You know, it's not so expensive. Like somebody bought the set for $150. That's a lot on, you know, sealed. But Lucy's going for about $35-$40. Which is, you know, that's well above retail, but just everything's crazy right now. Like I see stuff on eBay sell that shouldn't sell for like, you know, 50% above retail that does. Like people are willing to pay at any given time a stupid amount of money just either because they're pissed off because somebody outbid them, or they don't know what the value of something is. I mean, it's
Or that's the value of it to them.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah. I didn't realize the price had dropped that much. It's just I think for me this will be one of those I'll see it in hand, but I'm really wondering what the backdrop's going to be. Is it going to be like
The shuttle.
Yeah, I
The
know
shuttle,
it'd be
yeah.
the shuttle, but it's like, are you going to have like half dead falling over a ratchet
No.
in the back? And
No, so the
No.
core class ratchet, we've seen through the stock photos, I guess what backdrop comes with that is just the shuttle cockpit. So I assume it's going to be that same image at a larger scale for Ironhide's Voyager.
I mean,
Uh,
they want
It should have been an upshot of Megatron's fusion cannon.
they want kids to buy this stuff. They're not going to have.
do
like,
they?
Yes, they do want them to. Do they expect them to?
Oh, okay, yeah, fair
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Next and last item I put in here. This is just on Twitter. I saw it shared. It's the first look at the second set of Jada minifigs. They are actually, it says metal figs is what it says on the box. I actually have 2 copies of the first set. I have both releases of it. It's just the same toy, same set. Like one is portrait and one's landscape. I'm gonna get this. This is the Walmart exclusive version of it. I don't know if there's gonna be an Amazon or other retail like the first season has.
In a different orientation.
Yeah.
Aspect ratio.
Aspect ratio, yeah. So, I mean, there's like repaints on it. There's a Black Convoy or Scourge or Nemesis Prime, whatever you want to call him. The like Acid Storm and what's the Red Seeker's name again?
Hotlink?
Hotlink.
No,
Red Wing.
Red Wing.
yeah.
Red Wing.
Hotlink was the alternate for Sunstorm, I think.
Yeah. What is the blue one in the bottom right hand corner?
That's what I was wondering. I see like some silver out of the back. I was like, is that like an Omega?
I'm having a hard time placing. Is that supposed to be like a Guardian?
Yeah, that's right.
Give me a sec, I'll look.
But the chest looks wrong for it if it is.
I think Hotlink's the purple one.
Yeah, Hotlink is the one that's not quite Skywarp. It's a little more of a pinkish purple, kind of like a little bit lighter than what Toy Cyclonus colors look like.
Mine's out of
Wow, what-
reach, so I don't have it handy. I was going to compare the two sets.
Wow, what is that blue one? It's holding a gun, so I don't think that can be a Guardian robot.
Okay. I can't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell what that is, and I can't tell what the exclusive figure is on the bottom right either.
I mean,
I want to say if it's anything, it's Mirage, but that's just a guess.
Yeah, that's the closest I could figure it might be.
like Invisible Mirage, I guess.
No, I think just limited paint apps Mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that maybe being the case. I mean, it might be intended to be a really badly executed Invisible Mirage, since a lot of these are like paint variations, and we do have a Mirage up top
Yeah, Mirage
to
is
kind
in
of
the set.
compare to. But I can't see enough details
Okay,
on either one.
I missed that there was a Mirage in the set, so
Very curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think that could be like a cloaking Mirage.
I'll have it either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for those crappy things. So, okay, that's news for this week. Chris, what'd you get this week?
Oh, okay. A lot of things actually. So much that I actually made notes. Okay, so we'll start with the Velocitron collection because I have all but one of them at this point. I actually had all the deluxes in time for last week's show. I just couldn't be here because everything was terrible and I was exhausted. All right, so in no particular order, I'll start with Road Rocket. Road Rocket is the Legacy RC retool. I like the new laser cycle head sculpt on it. It looks very correct to what it's trying to be. So much so that I look at it and think,
Battle
like,
Trap.
Battle Trap. Yep.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yes, it's Battle Trap when you see it up close. I should have zoomed in.
I tried to zoom in. I couldn't get much bigger.
Thanks, Blade.
Okay, cool.
I see that. I can totally see that once.
I'm
it's on
glad
your
we got
photo.
that mystery solved.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see that. Now.
So I like Road Rocket's new head sculpt so much. So like it's so good it's so good a representation of the laser cycle head sculpt that I look at this and I'm like, okay, yeah, give me this again in like black and yellow as RID 2001 Sideways, for instance.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much laser cycle jazz. But like, you know, give me some of the other stuff that they used that original mold for. Like I think it works. And I guess I kind of feel that way too, because I apparently have a copy of this that's better than like any legacy RC I've ever heard about, because basically nothing fell off of it when I transformed it. The windshield chunk came off, but like that's kind of a minor thing, and I'm not entirely sure that's not meant to come off in some cases. Since it's a friction tab and there's no sign of any like glue or anything securing it. But like other than that, nothing tried to come apart or separate. The limbs and the waist click into place pretty well. You know, I got a good sludge, and apparently I got a good copy of this motorcycle robot mold too. I like that they designed an alternate parts arrangement into this, so you can get the wheels on the shoulders for the laser cycle reference. One thing I don't really like, and it's not Road Rocket's fault specifically, is just I don't like how the feet are designed. They feel like they need to have a forward and back rocker on them to get the stance to work right, and they don't. But I keep wanting to try to do that. I'm afraid like I'm going to forget at one point and just break the connection off where they're attached. You know, something's just off about how these feet are designed, and that's like the one bad thing. But that's just endemic to the mold. Like Road Rocket is a really good iteration of this toy. I feel like I'm glad I ended up picking it up. It was one of the ones I was kind of iffy about whether I actually needed it or not, but you know, G2, and it does have the G2 symbol on it too, so you know, yay for attention to detail. Burnout, who we talked about to some detail as a masterpiece. The masterpiece one, seeing that now makes me wish the deco on this was a little bit more involved, because the masterpiece one naturally looks a little bit nicer than this. But you know, the deco is good for a Generations toy, although the robot where the colors are all like flatter tones is a little bit bland looking. Unfortunately, on my copy, the joint tolerances are kind of all over the place, and the worst of it is in the hip joints, the outward hip joints, which are almost like bad sludge floppy. So this is one that I'm probably going to try to get another copy of and just exchange the one I have, and hope for a better QC pull. I think this is our first look at the Diaclone faceplate head sculpt for this mold, and it looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to getting this crosscut later on, and hopefully also as a Generations reboost. Like if we have all 4 colorways coming in Masterpiece, I want to see that mirrored in Generations. Clampdown, like, yeah, sure, that definitely is the Earth Mode Lamborghini again, but now as a police car.
It sure is.
There's no meaningful differences in the features or quality from the Red Alert I have. So, like, if you want more Diaclone entries and you want another one of those Lamborghinis, if you don't have enough between that and the Siege variant, like, yeah, cool. And apparently Clampdown is going to reship in the second deluxe assortment, so you'll still have chances to get that, unlike, say, Cosmos.
Can I ask you a dumb question on Clampdown, because I didn't open mine?
All right.
Is the light bar an accessory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the tissue paper.
All right.
It's not a dumb question. When I found these at the Walmart in the next town originally, I actually got on our Discord and was like, "Hey guys, I found these. The light bar is not supposed to be on here, right? Somebody didn't come along and swipe that, right?"
Yeah, that's exactly
yeah.
the reason. That's exactly the reason why it is wrapped as an accessory, because otherwise somebody could just reach in the package and pull it off.
Yeah.
They're gonna start shipping the figures with the heads and the accessory package.
You know what would be a great way around that is to just put like a clear plastic window over the front of the packages so you can't reach inside.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If only someone could be bold enough to come up with that innovation. Okay, so on to Blur. Only Rob will care about this, but the colors in person are almost exactly those of the Goof Custom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm actually really pleased with that. The only complaint I have about the colors, it's really pretty in person. The only complaint I have is the color of the eyes is very close to the helmet and face colors, and I would just like them to pop a little bit more. Like, I think they should have been like a darker blue than everything else. It's not accurate to any version of Blur, but I actually think yellow eyes on this would also look good and contrast nicely. Just like anything other than the similar light blue to the surrounding colors. The face kind of blends together that way. The retooling on this affects a pretty good visual change. So you get like different details on the shoulders. The head's all new. You get a different quote unquote shield part for the front end. But like all the engineering stays the same. It doesn't change anything about how the toy works, but it like massively changes the visuals of it. And like I'm really happy with how all that turned out. The face sculpt itself is really really good. It's got a lot of personality to it. IDW Blur's head sculpt or head shape is a lot different from a G1 Blur, and I like having a good representation of that available to me. I had the 2010 toy that was the retool of Drift that had this head sculpt on it, which I sold a long time ago, so I'm happy that this exists now so I can have some kind of copy of that again. But like this is different enough now from like 86 Blur that I can have this, I can have Legends Blur and have them happily coexist in my collection. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get rid of my Studio Series 86 Blur that I absolutely do not want anymore, but some way or another that thing's going, and this is going to be my sample of this mold family, basically. Like, I'm really happy with this one. I do wish that it didn't have the same problem as Studio Series 86 Blur, where it's got just the feet it sits on as a platform in the car mode, especially since the new fenders have the non-spinning wheels molded in, which just hang off the ground. Like, it's still got some of the Studio Series 86 Blur problems, but like it's really, really nice looking and I'm happy with it. So Cosmos is the last of the deluxes. I'm genuinely really impressed with Cosmos. If Mark Mayer had not gone on Instagram and said that it used fewer tools or mold elements than a normal deluxe, I would never have guessed just from handling it.
Absolutely not. No.
It feels exactly like a regular deluxe. It's a really impressive thing that they did to get this out of, it's like 3 mold elements. It's chunky and solid, and there's no feeling of missing any mass or parts count in it. It's a really, really impressive thing. It's a really good look of G1 Cosmos in both modes. I know in the photos the dome rising up out of the base of it looks overly tall, but it doesn't really come across that way in person. I think a little bit of that is just like bad angles in photography. In robot mode, like the legs are a little bit long, but it's not that bad. Like he still has that wide squat appearance. He's very G1 Cosmos looking. Like they did a really good job capturing the essence of the character.
That's what I love about it. It's not like the perfect toy by any stretch, but it's the perfect Cosmos. It's fantastic.
And, one specific thing I like is you push in the panel on top of the stack on top to flip the head out, and it's not innovative or anything, but it's such an unusual action to have.
I was
Transformer.
I was trying to get my fingers around like the nub of the head, not looking at the instructions like I never do, and it just like why is this not working? And I'm like, oh, pop. And
it's again, it's not innovative or anything, but it's novel in Transformers. We get this action so rarely. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I would maybe like a little bit more flexibility in the arms, like particularly at the elbows, but I feel like I'm basically just nitpicking at that point. I'm really, really happy with this Cosmos. And I'm glad I got to that Walmart right after they'd put the case of these out so I could actually find the Cosmos. I have not seen Deluxes anywhere since then. That's been almost 2 weeks now.
I have yet to see them in stores.
Yeah, to find a Cosmos in stores like very, very hard to do.
Well, I mean, finding any of them in stores is not.
It was going for north of
$100
on eBay as of this weekend. Yeah.
Moving on to the Voyagers, we've got Road Hauler or Granny Smith Grapple, as I've come to coin it. It is an excellent shade of green. It's in the Constructicon green family, but compared to the Titans Return Constructicons, at least in the SDCC version I have, those are a little bit more to the yellow end of the green spectrum, whereas this is more toward the fluorescent part of the green spectrum. It's really brilliant in person, and I love the note they hit with that green. The screaming face I could kind of do without. I actually feel like I would rather have that on Inferno and have a more neutral face on this. And I think this mold's head sculpt, the neck opening is just like a mushroom peg opening. So theoretically, you probably could pop it out and swap it for one of the other uses of this mold if you were so inclined. And I may do that at some point. This does have the fixed shortened pegs for the crane arm, like every version of the mold has had, except for the original Grapple, so that's not a problem anymore. I would imagine if they ever were to reissue Grapple, that would also be a fixed thing. And, since they rerun Siege Soundwave for Legacy, I can't rule out that we'd actually see Grapple get rerun again at some point in the future.
I actually wouldn't mind that. I would buy one just to know that I have a fixed version.
I mean, I just shaved the pegs on mine and it's fine because we didn't know the fix was coming at that point. Now, similar to Burnout, my copy of Road Hauler has some tolerance issues. So the truck does not line up square like it's supposed to, and the deco, the paint operations are a little bit of a mess. So this is the other one I'm probably going to try to exchange for a better copy when that becomes a more viable option. And then we have Override, the other fully new mold in the set. It looks really good in both modes. They nailed the look of Override just as much as they nailed Cosmos's look. The deco is great. The whites are super bright. It's a beautiful shade of red, and the paint operations are all really sharp and clean. I love the face sculpt. It captures the character perfectly. Overall, it's a really great update for Override, but I don't feel Voyager in it at all. It's bigger than a modern deluxe, no question, but it does not have the mass of a Voyager, and the complexity is not the Voyager the way like Hot Rod was. It's being sold at Voyager price point, and then a little bit because of exclusive premium. I guess this is like $33.99 versus $31 whatever that Walmart is still selling Voyagers for. But like I don't feel Voyager in this. It's a big deluxe, pretty much straight through. Now it's not to say like don't buy it because of that. Like it's really good. Get this if you have any interest in it at all. Just know what to expect out of it, and I'm pretty sure this is going to reship again, so there may be an opportunity later on to get it a little bit cheaper if it hangs around for clearances.
Hey Chris,
Yeah.
I haven't seen one yet, and my pre-order hasn't come in. The gun looks like it's taking up a lot of plastic in that set.
I mean, the gun is not small, but I don't think that there's enough mass in the gun to say like, this is the difference between Deluxe and Voyager for this. I'm just looking for like comparable. Well, I mean, so think about Studio Series 86 Blur, the front end of the car, like that's basically an add-on part the same way this is, and it's proportionately similar, a proportionately similar chunk of it, but Blur still feels like a deluxe if you remove that off of there. Override doesn't feel like it changes the price point either if you take or add this gun to it. So like I don't think that's making that much of a difference. Good observation though.
Did you try the Cyber Planet key just to see how well it fits?
I don't have a cyber key handy to try that with.
Okay.
From what I understand, it will work. There's a little slot, and it's got the shape in it to except the tab on the bottom of the cyber key. But if you open out the gun barrels, there's not enough tension in that spot to hold it in there anymore. So it only works when that's closed, which if you want to plug it in just for vehicle mode, that works just fine because you're going to have those gun ports closed anyway.
Cool.
But like that's definitely an intentional thing just based on the shape of the top and bottom of that gun part. So, one of those nice little Easter eggs. And for as loving a tribute to Override as this is otherwise anyway, like there's no doubt in my mind that was an intentional extra that they threw in. So the other new thing I got was Targetmaster Cyclonus, which I mean is sort of new, but I'm a little bit late on the curve on this one. I ordered this from Entertainment Earth, so it took a while to like ship and everything. The left arm on mine is weak, as is the typical case with this, unfortunately. Mine also came with a pre-discolored nylon part, one of the shoulder connectors. Yeah. It could be worse in terms of positioning. It's not, super noticeable in robot mode. It's a little unfortunate in jet mode, but, at least it's just the one, and hopefully there will not be any more discoloration to follow. Sadly, being a select, there's not really like a good avenue for me to be able to exchange this without it taking a lot of time and effort that I right now don't really want to go through. So we'll see what happens with that. Apart from the discoloration, though, I like this deco a lot. It's a very nice, rich, grapey purple. I doubt I'm going to apply any of the stickers to it. But most of all, this just makes me want another version of this mold that is in like the more blue focused deco like the Unite Warriors was. Because I really liked the way that looked, and that's what reminded me most of the cartoon. So I would like to see this mold that I love this much in that deco. That'd be like my perfect Kingdom Cyclonus, basically.
Now, another thought though, Chris, is
Yes.
Shattered Glass Cyclonus is orange.
Ooh.
It is. I'm of mixed feelings on Hot Rod colored Cyclonus.
How are you on Killing Jar Cyclonus?
Well, I mean, we've talked about this at some length. I'd be up for, a Killing Jar set of some sort or another. But like, if I could only have one more, I would want the blue, like animation looking colors one more than anything else. Just because that Unite Warriors one was so pretty. If they could do that deco again on this mold, I would be basically set. And then I had some clearance finds while I was out hunting for Velocitron stuff. So I picked up a reissue Scorponok finally, which was marked down to $30, which that's pretty much where I feel it comes in as being a basically fair price for that toy at this point. I haven't opened it because it's never going to get better condition than it is in the box. And, as soon as I unwrap that claw with the Cyber Bee in it, it's never going to be quite the same again. But, I find the little bit of redeco they did to make it look a little bit more show accurate interesting. I might have liked to have one that was true to the original toy, but I'll take this. It's interesting and different. I have a vintage secondhand original Scorponok for the original deco, so I'm not like out in the cold for that. And then at the same place I got that Scorponok from, I found what might be the last Cyberverse Deluxe that was left in the wild, which was a Starscream marked down to $11.
Cool.
So I bought that for its blast effects.
My Target has two Starscreams, an RC, and a Snarl on the peg hook, which surprises me.
Was that in the green packaging?
I think so.
Yeah, so this was the pre package refresh. So it had the plastic window and everything. And then I bought two Studio Series sweeps that came to about $20 each after shipping.
Cool.
So with those, I actually have Toy Colors versions now for Galvatron, Cyclonus, and Scourge.
Nice.
And then finally, I picked up a couple pieces from our friend Blade. So I got Robots in Disguise 2015 Storm Shot. This is my third copy of this mold, and we'll probably finish out my team of them. My troop building of this is inspired by Creo's Flying Auto Troopers, which I think this makes a good actual Transformer analog of. And I just love the Auto Trooper concept. It's probably the one thing KISS players introduced to the franchise that is not awful and bad and is actually a decent idea. So now I just need to find some regular Auto Troopers, which if I could find some Cyberverse Deluxe Prowls for cheap, that would pretty much work for me. But I think with 3 of these Storm Shots now, I've got my Flying Auto Trooper group filled out finally. I love this mold though.
Yeah, that's a neat looking toy, or a neat toy. I like it too. Diecast was looking for an Auto Trooper yesterday, by the way, when he was in my office.
I'm not gonna get the KISS players when I want to just adapt something else into that.
No,
role.
it's just I mentioned it pre-show. I didn't mention it in the show. I walked away and he immediately started looking for KISS players and found Auto Rooper and decided that he wanted it. I think he liked the Crimzeek photo or picture. I think the KISS players Auto Trooper or Auto Rooper. I think that was a retool of Vinyltech Prowl.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the better Vinyltech Alternity Autobot cars. So that's not a bad choice if you want to get something just to say you have a KISS players toy. You're getting a good mold out of that. There was also they made a world's smallest Transformer version of that too.
Did they?
Yeah, there was some kind of smaller.
Yeah, very
version.
very fragile, like Microman, Microman Batman fragile.
Okay. Well, Microman anything, Don.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else, Chris?
Yeah, one other thing from Blade, an extra Titans Return wingspan because it was inexpensive, and I have multiples of those Decepticon clones anyway, so it's just sure, what the heck. But yeah, that was my pile of stuff, which I hopefully will not be repeating anytime soon.
Good. It's been a very expensive month.
It sure has.
You weren't on the show. Yeah. You weren't on the show last week, but I had mentioned that I'd canceled a bunch of pre-orders because, and I guess this leading in. If you guys don't mind, I'll jump in and say what I got because I got all the deluxes for the Velocitron stuff overnight. It all went through after a bunch of other stuff went through at the same time. So I'm like, screw this. So I canceled virtually every pre-order that didn't have that wasn't either prepaid or had a deposit on it. So, except for one. So I got all the Velocitron Deluxes. I don't have any. I didn't get anything else. I did find Scourge in Walmart. We'll talk about that in a second. I'll let Diecast probably talk a little more about that since he's the one that found it for me. Thank you, Diecast. One pre-order that I failed to cancel was Sludge. I failed to cancel because I didn't realize that I had had it pre-ordered from Pulse. Of course, I already had Sludge.
But is this one better?
Well, so this came over a week ago. And the box had been damaged, the outer shipping box. I'm like, crap. So I opened it. I'd already contacted them to cancel it so I could do an RMA because I didn't need it. I tried to get them to cancel it like before it shipped, but no, they couldn't. But the outer box was damaged, so I opened it up. The inner box was damaged. So I sent them an RMA request on Saturday, and I'm like, look, this came, box is damaged, I want to get an RMA. They didn't respond. I sent another email on Tuesday. Nothing. They finally responded yesterday while Diecast was here. They're like, go ahead and keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I opened it, and it stands under its own power.
Oh, good.
Hooray!
Yeah, so
All right.
now I have one for robot mode and dino mode, and I'm
Yeah,
good with
all right.
that. So, because I like the way they look, if I could get like a Slag and a Grimlock on clearance or cheap or somehow, that would be great.
Yeah.
So, because I like how they look in both modes. So, I have a Sludge. So I mentioned the Velocitron stuff. Nothing to add really that Chris hasn't already said.
Cosmos is great, though.
Cosmos is great. Diecast yesterday at Walmart. The reason I say Diecast found it is they were on. They were still in their shipping cartons, sitting on the floor to be put out, and Diecast went through and opened a bunch of cartons and found these and got them for us. I'll let them talk about it. I'll say that.
I guess if I was out of state at a Walmart I was probably never going to go back to again, I would, be a little bit more bold in pallet diving than I normally am.
I'll say this. I didn't much care for it in photos. I like it a lot better in hand. I think I like it better than Black Convoy. The Deco better than Black Convoy. And I love that Black Convoy toy, but this adds something to it that I really like. Let's see here. I got caught up on a couple things I didn't have. Diaclone Twin Twist. From the Amazon set. Very nice looking. Looks great. Very pleased with it. The Wreck and Roll Springer, got that. It's okay. It's basically what you expect.
I found like some people's in-hand photos of that actually did make it look better than the stock photos did.
Yeah. I had ordered the Prime Universe bulkhead that came today, and they not a super big deal, but they shipped it like in just the box. They just put a sticker on the toy, the box, and whatever. Opened it, looked fine. I started taking off the little card, and I realized, wait, this is just the Legacy bulkhead, and it didn't have like the hammer part stuff. So I'm like, well, this was a factory error. So that's what I said when I contacted Amazon. I'm like, looks like a factory error, blah, blah, blah. Well, I got to looking at it more closely. There's no damage at all to the box, but the tape on both ends didn't match. Somebody had bought it, expertly opened it, resealed it, and sent it back with a, So I don't know, like, why because they had to go with the Legacy bulkhead. Like, I don't know how they did. I don't know. But they're sending me another one. I'll have it tomorrow. I got to send this one back. Let's see here. I got Studio Series 86 RC. She's nice. Nothing to add that we haven't said before. I need to pull out the Thrilling 31 to compare it to. But it is surprisingly nice and certainly better than the
Earthrise.
The Earthrise one that came out. Let's see here. What else? The vintage or retro Beast Wars pterosaur. I love the colors. Just like the toys always look great.
That's the reissue.
Reissue, yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels fine. I don't have any
Okay,
complaints.
cool.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints with it. Like one arm is a little loose, but I just expect stuff like that, so that's no big deal. Having the deluxe one from Target from Legacy is nice, or Bumblebee.
Buzzworthy.
Buzzworthy, but It's a nice companion piece. I got a tiny little tracks. Itty bitty tiny little Micro Machines tracks and an Optimus Prime playset to go with it. So
that looks pretty cool, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
so $20 the MicroMaster playset. I opened it and I went ahead and opened the old Bumblebee one that I had as well. Eventually I'll get a chance to play with it. If you're looking at the video, you can see I'm making progress on my office, but it's not there yet. I want all of the totes back there will eventually, that'll be toys displayed instead of just boxes of toys. So this stuff will be out eventually.
Does the trailer detach by any chance?
No, it does not.
Okay, I was just wondering if it might make a better sized trailer for Earthrise Prime if people were so inclined.
That would be cool. And only one more thing. I was actually expecting to have this tomorrow, but it came today. I have Ghost Shooter.
Ooh,
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that looks pretty damn white too.
it is. It's very nice. Yeah, it's
Looks
pretty damn.
brand new.
It's pretty damn. Well, the box is a little rough. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't have all the pre-orders that had popped up, this would probably have been Minerva instead. So Artfire 2000 had new items pop up this weekend, and he had a loose Minerva. Loose.
Uh-huh.
And I'm fine with a loose Minerva. That was a little more expensive than this.
Brian, I can ask how much?
Minerva, well, so when I say a little bit, like it was multiple of 2. But it was Minerva was 800. So normally what I do is I have a toy budget that I try to keep, that I am seriously trying to keep to. But I have sold like $4,000 worth of toys on eBay in the last 2 months.
Oh,
Dang.
those fees must have hurt.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Plus,
I mean-
but plus, normally what I'll do is like instead of putting it on a credit card, I don't want to pay just cash out of like my bank account. I'll do the PayPal, pay it in 4, and you pay it every 2 weeks. So I was going to do like that'd have been like $200 every 2 weeks, which is like more than exceeds my toy budget. But it but like considering I sold so much stuff, I was going to justify it. But all the pre-orders hit and I couldn't. But he had the nice boxed Ghost Shooter, and I'm like, I don't have Ghost Shooter, so now I do. So yeah. Oh yeah, Minerva was $800. So
That's a really nice looking Ghost Shooter, though.
yeah, I'm very pleased with it. It's something I needed. So he has other stuff that I still need. Lots of stuff that's still up on the site that did not sell. We'll see. So I have a lot of stuff I need to sell through. So Kim was like, if you sell something and replace it, you can spend the money you sell on toys. But then I tell her how much something is. It's like, are you really going to do that? Like, I really, 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 really want to. So, but yeah, Ghost Shooter. It doesn't have paperwork. I didn't realize that. It wouldn't have affected my purchase of it. But yeah, so
Stickers?
it's already stickered.
Nicely?
From
From what you can see?
Yeah, from what I can see, it looks great.
Yeah,
Looks like
okay,
looks
yeah,
like
cool
an
then.
adult probably did it.
Okay, cool.
Better than
Great.
me. What I found is I'm much better at stickering now with my glasses on. I didn't.
bet.
Wow.
Yeah, I
imagine.
I know. I didn't think I needed glasses. But now that I'm wearing glasses, I'm like, holy crap! I can see this stuff. I can totally put stickers on now. So
I've been trying over the last several weeks to get my dad to consider wearing glasses, and it's just not going anywhere.
like, I don't need it for most things, like reading. But like, I
That's
realize,
his logic.
yeah, but I realize when I have to read like the ingredients on like a box or like the instructions on, or the directions like on a jar, like a bottle of medicine, I needed glasses. I didn't need glasses before, so my vision is much worse than I realized. But like for the most part, I don't need them to read. I see just fine. I still have 20/20 vision. It's just not perfect. So okay, that's what I got this week.
Oh, were you gonna mention your Unicron discovery?
Oh yeah, Diecast being at my house. He has spent more time now with my Unicron than I did. So
But you finally took your Unicron out of its box.
well, it had been out of the box before. I took it out of the
okay.
box yesterday. Now the box is in the storage building. Diecast was fiddling with it, and he's like, "This piece right here, there's like the left-handed and right-handed version of it. You have two of the left-handed sides, so this piece right here, yeah." So I contacted Hasbro Pulse. I'm like, is there any way I can get this taken care of? I know it was 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? No, it was I was living here, so it's been like one year and a
within
half.
2 years. Yeah.
2 years, yeah.
So I'm like, this has been in storage since I got this, and
Yeah.
I noticed that this is,
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to hear back. I bet there's like a flurry of emails, and it's being forwarded, and people are at, it's like, what do we do?
Yeah,
So
Diecast, why did you ruin his Unicron?
I didn't. I actually wanted to set it up for him.
yeah,
And-
you notice, like anybody else touching that thing, I'd have been like, don't do it. But you're doing it. I'm just watching. I was sitting here like I'm at working.
For one thing, if he did anything to break it, he could give you one.
I was thinking of that
Yeah.
too. It's like, Diecast, you got another one. Okay. So yeah. But yeah, eventually, like I said, I'm working on the space. That'll be one of the first things I do is get that transformed. So, but we'll see. Who wants to go next? Diecast.
I'll go.
You've got that. I want to say Black Convoy, but this Scourge
I
with you.
think on the shipping carton they actually do have it listed as Black Convoy.
I mean, that's my
don't
preferred
know.
name for that character.
I mean, I did rip it out of the shipping carton since it was on the pallet, but I put the empty box nicely back on the pallet. Yeah, I like him. I mean, if you have Laser Prime, you know what you're getting. The head sculpt's really nice on it, and he's got the upside down G2 symbols. Yeah, he's awesome. He's definitely worth it in my opinion. In robot mode, or in vehicle mode, he seems a little small with the trailer and everything, but I don't feel that way in robot mode, strangely. So the other thing I got, thanks to Brian, I got a Turgler. So
Nice.
eventually I have to get that customized. Oh, and I did want to say at Walmart, I got super excited because I saw a box of Deluxes and I went to open it and it was wave 1 of Legacy. Yeah, and I was like, then I found Scourge and I felt a little bit better.
Yeah, I went back to that Walmart today thinking there was more stuff there. There wasn't.
Yeah. The only way I was thinking there would be more stuff is if they had more pallets in the back and maybe they, put out the stock on the pallets that were on the floor and brought more out.
I mean, that probably all is true. It's just a matter of how fast they get around to doing all that.
Yeah. And I was just reading an article like Walmart laid off like 13% of their workers or something. So
yeah, I think they all got taken from my store.
But yeah, I mean, I got Cosmos, which you guys talked about. He's just amazing. And the other ones I didn't open yet, and the ones from Walmart, who knows if they're ever going to come. Like,
yeah, my Walmart.com pre-order got delayed to like the middle of October. Yesterday.
Yeah, which is
And then they blamed Hasbro.
Yeah.
Classy.
frustrating so much when they're in the store. They should have all went to online first, since that's where the pre-orders are, and then then to the stores after that. But hey, who am I to think I know how to run a retail corporation?
So I'll say this. I'm certain no human being thought, let's screw all the people with the pre-orders. It's probably a checkbox in whatever supply chain, probably JDA, if I had to guess. It's probably a checkbox in like their replenishment software, and somebody didn't check it. It's probably as simple as that. I'm certain nobody thought. Nobody thought, hey, we're just going to screw the people who pre-ordered this. It's just incompetence. It's not.
Walmart does it all the time, though. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's because
they're
incompetence.
going to stock their shelves, their store shelves before they send out online orders. It's gonna happen.
that's like
Yeah.
like it's to Matt's point, it's probably not somebody. I'm going to screw people with these Transformers fans. I'm going to screw people in general. If it's anything, that's like a default setting and like whatever
Okay,
their
so
software is.
we're
I think it's more an issue if I just don't care, and I think that's
I mean, it's incompetence or negligence and not malevolence or whatever.
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go on a slight tangent here with the Walmart thing. So
Oh, I've got a Walmart tangent too for later. But
myself, DeLuna, and a couple of our Discord people all tried yesterday, over the last couple of days, to place store pickup orders for some of the Velocitron stuff.
I did that today.
And we all went through multiple cycles of placing the orders at stores that said they had them available for pickup, only to get them canceled anywhere from 45 minutes to 6 or 7 hours later before
Awesome.
the pickup times could come to pass.
My pickup time is like right after I normally wake up in the morning, so I'll know about by the time I wake up.
Yeah,
Well,
apparently that just depends how late in the day you place the pickup order. Apparently, if you place it before like 5 in the afternoon, you can potentially get that available same day.
I just placed it before the show, and I realized that means they won't pick it till at least tomorrow. So I'm actually going to go after the show and see if they're on the shelf, and I can just buy them.
That's what I was thinking of doing.
So that's what I ended up doing to find override.
Okay, so that
instead of placing the store pickup order, I was just using that as a guideline to see, like, okay, where do they think they have these in stock? And then I went to those stores and still struck out through most of them.
And to that point, Walmart closes in a little over an hour, so let's work on wrapping this stuff up. Don, you wanted to go next?
Yeah, thanks. The only off-topic thing
Don, you fell off the button.
your button.
No off topic. We're trying to speed it up.
You can do it post show.
Well, no, it's just the only bat I've ever seen because Brian bought the rest of them.
Oh, that's on topic enough.
My $11 bat. Only one.
Oh, nice.
I have never. This is the one that we ordered 2 weeks ago. This is the only one I've seen. I've not seen today. When I went to Walmart, I saw the box with Spirit, the Cobra Officer, and Storm Shadow. Someone had gotten whatever else was in the case. But
that's all that's in the case, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's the newest. I haven't seen anything since the Lady J wave at my local Walmart or Target.
My local Walmart has like 15 Lady J's.
I got Cosmos as well from Pulse. Love it. We've talked it to death. I love it. I do hope maybe to get some forearm fillers, third-party forearm fillers, just maybe to hide some of that.
You just need to lift more.
Yeah, but
yeah, I'm sure that'll happen though. Like the like Shockwave's lab loves their gap fillers.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, the only thing is on the back of mine, that little flap that rotates down to plug into the back, that pops off that plastic hinge very easily. So that's a little annoying. But other than that, I love him. I think this is like Earthrise Prime. I don't see us needing another Cosmos anytime soon.
Ever.
Just if it was like a specific iteration, like an aligned continuity one or something that's a different design style.
Yeah. But Don is exactly right. It's basically the Earthrise Optimus of Cosmos.
Yeah, I agree.
I will take a GoBot Pathfinder version of that. I just got the Legacy Skids Burnouts. I got that. I got IDW Blur. I had a chance to open them because of this last week at work. And I got, without a doubt, probably one of the coolest looking figures, G2 Leadfoot.
I'll have it tomorrow.
I'm jealous.
Look at this. If you can tell,
the metallic blue.
That metallic blue, that yellow, the face sculpt.
It looks great, Don. I'm jelly.
This Mirage mold is like Matt Seeker's. I will probably buy every version of this mold but these colors, and he does have the wrecker symbol with the hammer.
I wish it was the G2 symbol though.
I do too.
Reefer labels though.
Yeah, there's that. And I'm hoping there is a third party, a rotor launcher. If nothing else, I will buy the piece that I bought.
I've already seen 2 different options posted.
Okay. I'm hoping they'll have at the very least the adapter piece that you use for Earthrise Mirage to use the missile launcher properly. Everything else I've got is I
Is it off topic?
No, it's not on topic. I bought Movie Masterpiece Blackout
Why?
because it's a really, really good looking figure.
Okay, how'd you Donomics that?
I'm doing it on the backside. So I haven't done it yet, but I will.
Okay, what you do in the bedroom is your own business, Don. Moving on.
But I do have that hopefully coming for next week.
Cool. Who wants to go next? Matt,
You get anything, Rob?
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I also got Leadfoot and Master Dominus. Leadfoot looks really nice. There's no way to get that nice metallic paint without painting over, parts of another color. I just kind of wish there was not quite as much yellow peeking out of the side of the legs. That's my only real complaint about it. It's a good looking figure, still a nice mold. Really happy to have that.
I completely forgot about the Master Domus in the box.
I thought you did that on purpose, Don.
No, I did. Well, I basically bought it for less. I wasn't even thinking about keeping the Mastodon guy.
Yeah, I messed with that a little bit. It has some parts fit issues. Just at least my copy does, in that I have to have like part of the spine sticking up behind the skull because only the other peg directly behind it will fit to the neck without falling off. So yeah, so it's one of those, but it looks pretty decent. It's another fossilizer. I'm not unhappy to have it. So, but Leadfoot definitely the star of that set by any metric I can think of. And I have a nice little cardboard base plate for the hammer I'm never going to have. So there you go. Also, let's see. I got a box of stuff from Dorkside Toys summer sale. I wound up making 2 separate orders. The one with the stuff I want the most is delayed in limbo somewhere. This one actually had a Gundam model I wanted canceled out of it. So, but I got a few interesting things. I got a vintage Star Wars figure, one of the Mandalorian series figures. I got Ghostbusters Plasma Series Ray from Afterlife. It's not bad. Posability is good. It's a good sculpt, probably the best sculpted comb over I've ever seen. But it
that was worth it just for that.
Okay. It does not it has a both the hands are more or less sculpted to hold the back of the Neutrona wand, so he cannot actually hold it two-handed. I'm hoping that hands are not one of the places they cut costs on this, and this will not be a problem that all the Ghostbusters share, because I've got the other 2 coming in the other box at some point. But it's, like I said, it looks good, and if the other 2 Ghostbusters can actually hold their only weapon, then Ray can just handle the trap. That'll be fine.
Real quick, Rob, what was the Gundam kit that got canceled out from under you?
Gaplin TR5 Fryeru I was looking for. They had it for $30. I did get another Gundam kit though. Entry grade new Gundam was like $12, $13. And just like the regular entry grade Gundam I got a while back, requires no tools, no paint, no glue. You can do it by hand. I did it starting in the pre-show. It took me about 50 minutes to finish. And it's nicely posable. I honestly think in terms of being a snap fit kit, the original Gundam works better. It's less fiddly and less, complex, and the parts in a couple of places came off the runner easier and fit better. But it's like a 6.5-inch tall mobile suit for like $10, $12 it was like 13 with really solid articulation for what it is. So, definitely a decent figure, and if those go on sale somewhere, I'll probably grab a stack of those for Elf on a Shelf Warmer too.
Cool.
But yeah, and I think that's everything I got this week.
Cool. Matt.
Okay, so here's my Walmart tangent. So last Thursday I got off work a little early, so I thought I'd go, look just in case that they had put out some Velocitron stuff. So I walked into the toy aisle and there was one Scourge in the Transformer section. And I thought, oh, okay, that's disappointing. That's one of the ones I don't want. So obviously, there was plenty of room on the shelves. Like clearly they could have stocked Transformers. I saw Scourge, didn't want him, so I left him there. I was like, okay, I'll go look and see if any of the superpower stuff is showing up. I know that's hitting too. So I walked down looking for the Superpowers Batwing. It was not there. But what I did find was the one case of Velocitron Deluxes halfway down the toy aisle from away from the rest of the Transformers on a lower shelf, shoved all the way back. Almost like somebody put it out and didn't want anybody to find it. But I found it. So I don't know what's going on in Walmart in Western Maryland, but something a little sketchy kind of seems. But I did pick up out of the case Cosmos, and oh my god, I love Cosmos so much. He is
Very nice.
He is my chunky little friend. So mine, the plate that flips over for the head was stuck when I got it. Like, I had to use a lot of force to get it to flip over. It was terrifying. I thought I was going to break it. And when the plastic did finally release, there's that terrifying snap.
Yeah, that crack.
Ooh.
Yeah, when something finally breaks loose, but it did not break. It just released. And yeah, he's perfect now, but oh, that was so terrifying. Like, what are the chances that the one Cosmos that I find? I also picked up Clampdown. I have mixed feelings. I really wish they had gone with the red on the arms and legs, like the Masterpiece. I understand that they wanted to differentiate it from the Walgreens Red Alert because but they're both exclusives to different stores. It's not like there's going to be that much confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And it really not having the red on the legs makes this one little strip of red on his abdomen really kind of look out of place. And this is just a me thing, but this is the one character that did not get released on the Siege mold. So he is the one that stands out from all the others, and that is just going to eat at my brain for all time. But, first world problems and all that.
But what you're failing to take into account is that this is actually an opportunity for Hasbro to release a new Tiger Track and Deep Cover and G2 Sideswipe also. Can't forget that if you're, making black greed echoes.
Oh, no, two deep covers, a blue one and a black one.
Oh, of course. Yes, you need the Netflix Deep Cover. G2 Deep Cover.
I think Diecast left, so he can go
to go toy hunting, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So moving along, I also picked up Road Rocket. I wish they had used a different shade of blue because the blue on the face masks really blends into the head sculpt unless it's in direct light. Like, yeah. I put it on my shelf and it just looks like there's a black mass sitting on its shoulders with no distinct features. When you look at it up close, yeah, it's super nice, but I just wish they had gone with a slightly different shade of blue, and not my favorite figure. I gotta say, everything locks down into position pretty nice, but I don't like transforming those legs. It feels a little gummy.
It's a little weird.
So those were the three I picked up in retail. And then when I got home from picking those up, I had Burnout sitting on my porch because I ordered that from Pulse.
Cool. Ooh, nice.
And it's a nice mold. It always looks good in black. We've talked about Burnout enough on the show, so I'm just going to move along quickly because I know Brian's getting antsy. I got Red Cog in the mail.
Oh, cool.
And we've talked about Cog an awful lot too. He is mostly black with a little bit of red on his arms. I believe, Chris, you mentioned about the weapons layouts, like there's not as much
flexibility.
Yeah. Like nothing has, like, you can put like one or two pieces together, but nothing has like a male and a female end on it. So you can't infinitely combine. I would have preferred that, but I did find a couple of good looking weapons combinations.
Yeah, there's some good configurations in it. I just wish that they could do more than it does.
Yeah. And I got Diaclone Twin Twist from Amazon, or no, Pulse. I got it from Pulse. And I mean, this is such a good mold.
Yeah.
Even these several years later, and
It's held up
looks
really well. It's held up really well.
Yeah. Now we just need top spin to go with it.
Yep.
I mean, you know why it holds up so well?
Wave two.
Like,
Wave two.
that was John Warden's passion project in Titan's Return, because John Warden loves jump starters.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I was thinking the mold held up really well.
Right, but I mean that's why. Like, he, made sure that was
Yeah.
one of the best deluxe molds in Titan's Return, because he loves the jump starters.
I meant
And
like
success. Yeah.
I meant like this is like what the third or fourth time it's been used.
Oh, like no mold, like no decay on
Yeah,
it. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay. I thought you just meant like engineering wise it holds up to
Yeah.
modern stuff.
Oh, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
But I mean, and it looks great in the really, really deep blue and red Diaclone colors. I am super happy with that. Hopefully we get, Wreckers Wave 2 and we get a top spin.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Brian, I didn't get any off-topic stuff this week. I know.
Sorry. It's okay.
But finishing off, I got Motormaster.
What do you
And
think?
Motormaster, I love them so much.
Nice.
Like, how is this toy this good? I don't.
It's $90.
It's
Yeah.
but it's magic. Like, just the Motormaster himself is just really good. Like, it's a simple transformation. He basically just bends over backwards.
I'm not as fond as the Motormaster individual.
Oh, no, this is like leading the pack for toy of the year for me.
It feels like markedly less good than Earthrise Optimus, and it's a more expensive toy.
No,
Yeah.
no, this eats its lunch.
I'll be
Fight.
And
I'll be honest,
and then-
man. I mean, this toy made me actually look forward to Stunticons, and a lot of people call it a cheat, but I love the little faux wheel feet that you just flip them over to get the robot mode feet, with the smaller front end. It's a cheat, but I love it.
It's so dumb.
And the trailer's not like super long. It's kind of stubby.
It's heavy.
But it's got a really nice weight to it. Like,
It's a brick.
I absolutely would
It'll
have
break
had
a
this
window.
taken away from me. Would have had this taken away from me as a child for throwing it at my sister.
Yeah.
It would have happened.
It's a brick.
Yes. And the Menosaur skeleton, all the joints are super tight.
I've yet to put mine in Minosaur skeleton mode. I'm waiting until the rest of the Stunticons. I don't know why.
And
yeah,
the
drag strip's not going on. Just this. And drag.
Well, you have
strip will go
two.
on whenever I get Breakdown, Dead End, and Wild Rider.
Yeah.
the weird,
so
the
next
weird
year-ish.
thing, the weird thing about
I need two to go with drag strip and drag strip.
the weird thing about Motormaster is that even the tower mode, as ramshackle as it looks, still works pretty good for a base mode. It's a throwaway mode, but it still looks like it's something.
It feels like it does more than Rodimus Prime's trailer. As much of a defender of Rodimus Prime's trailer as I am, like, Motormaster's trailer component does so much more.
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely.
anything else, Matt? Brian's about to kill us.
I mean, I don't know that I can make it now.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, he's definitely going to hold poses, so that's not going to have a problem for all the people that don't like Combiner Wars. And just, I was lucky enough that I don't appear to have any miscoloring on either of the ones I got.
Good.
So yeah, I am super looking forward to completing this team. It is great. I like, if this is where they start, if they do any more of these, like, I have high hopes, because like, this is setting a new bar.
It's pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Specifically, the patrons at the touch tier, you get mentioned every week. If you want to sign up, go to patreon.com/tfradio. It's a good time too. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Jay Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacobo and Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahurin, Blake Reynolds, Vegemite Mike, Jason Tate, Eric Griffin, Cybertron Toys, and Shauna Williamson. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You can go to tfradio.net and find all of our stuff. Going back, 23 years now? Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
My back.
Yeah, I know, right?
23 and a half.
Yeah. So you can find me on Twitter at bkilby, Instagram at Brian Kilby. Diecast just left so we can make the Walmart. He's at Diecast2 on Twitter.
And at the Walmart.
And at the Walmart, probably right now. Don, how do people get a hold of you?
I'm reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. Also, for those of you that may be tuning in for the first time, I am getting married in October. We just paid off our Carnival honeymoon cruise. If you go to tfradio.net/.com/honeymoon, there is a link. .net, thank you.
.net/honeymoon.
.com works too, but it's .net's the way to go.
tfradio.net/honeymoon.
Thank you. Sorry, guys. There is a list of some things. If you are in a position to help and would like us to be able to afford a few things on the honeymoon we couldn't quite swing ourselves, there's a few gift certificates there.
No swinging, Don.
So if you're
hey, don't judge your choices.
Don't kink shame. Yeah.
Sorry.
So if you are in a position to help and would like to help, we would appreciate it. And again, we thank everyone who has donated something to our honeymoon. We super appreciate it.
Cool. Chris.
So you can find my toy photography collected at playwithphotography.com. There's galleries, articles, things like that. If you would like to throw some support my way for the things I do or just generally help out, I'm on Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos. Or I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist where you can send me things, and a little bit of the money from that will go back to keeping RFC going.
Cool. Rob.
You can find me on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is the official Twitter for Flail Throughs, my YouTube channel. Finally broke my 4-year streak of covering Gundam Battle Operation 2 because my power was out for 3 days.
Ooh,
so
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but luckily it looks like most everybody stuck around, so I'm awfully grateful to them for that. But
Good.
Today I posted a collaboration video with Gaming Emblem, another Gundam gaming channel, to take a look at this week's mobile suit, which is the Gundam Banshee, which is looks like it's a lot of fun. And so youtube.com/flailthroughs. If you like what you see over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs will let you make requests and things like that, and support me for a couple of bucks a month. And if you'd rather just send me stuff for some reason, tfradio.net/claylist will let you do that.
Cool. Rob Springer not here. He's at Rob Springer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. John DeLuna not here. He is at that John D everywhere. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You can still make it, Brian.
I'm going to try.
Recording stopped.
People watching live, I'm going to try to make it to Walmart before they close. So I will see you later. Bye, YouTubes.
Take care,
Godspeed,
guys.
Kilby 1.
Bye.
Also, if we don't have